My friend Anna and I were staying in an old motel in the middle of Nebraska for the night. We were on a 1-week-long camping trip, checking out national parks and camping out in nature. However, on this particular night, a huge rainstorm was coming. We decided that it would be smart to stay in a hotel room for the night to avoid a terrible stormy night of sleeping and having all our gear getting soaked. The closest motel we found was a small, cheap strip of rooms in the middle of nowhere. It had a neon sign flickering in and out, casting an eerie glow over the cracked pavement of the parking lot. The main office smelled of stale cigarettes and mildew, and the man at the front desk looked like he hadn't slept in days. He barely acknowledged us, muttering about room keys before sliding one over to me with his dirt-streaked fingers. "Room 7, he grunted. "No refunds." The rain started early in the evening, so we ended up staying in our room all night, drinking and playing some games to pass the time. The room itself was unsettling, aged wallpaper peeling at the edges, a flickering ceiling light that barely illuminated the stained carpet, and a faint musty odor that no amount of fresh air could dissipate. But we ignored it, focusing instead on our drinks and laughter, making the best of our pit stop. Anna and I went to bed around midnight, and it was easy to fall asleep to the sound of the downpour coming down all around us. But sometime in the middle of the night, I woke up suddenly. A strange noise had pulled me from my sleep, but I wasn't sure what it was. The room was dark except for the dim orange glow of the parking lot lights bleeding through the curtains. I strained my ears, trying to determine if I had just imagined it. Then I saw it. There was light spilling into our room from the door. My breath caught in my throat as I sat up, heart hammering against my ribs. The door was slightly ajar. We had chain-locked it, yet it was open as far as the chain would allow, a sliver of yellow light stretching across the floor to the foot of my bed. I quickly turned to the other bed. Anna was still fast asleep, her soft breathing barely audible over the rain. My mind raced. Had she forgotten to lock it properly? Had the wind somehow forced it open? Then I saw movement. My stomach twisted in fear. A hand was reaching through the crack. Long fingers fumbled blindly against the chain, attempting to unlatch it. The way they moved was slow and methodical, as if the person on the other side knew exactly what they were doing. My body went rigid with terror. Every instinct in me screamed to react, but I was frozen for a moment, watching in horrified fascination as the fingers worked, trying to free the latch. Then adrenaline kicked in. With a surge of energy, I bolted from my bed and slammed the door shut as hard as I could, crushing the arm in the process. A strangled grunt sounded from the other side. The hand recoiled, disappearing instantly, and I heard the rapid shuffle of feet retreating down the hall. My heart pounded so hard I thought it might burst from my chest. "Anna," I gasped, shaking her awake. She groaned in confusion before I frantically whispered, "Someone just tried to break in." She was up in an instant, reaching for her phone. As she dialed the police, I kept my eyes locked on the door, half expecting the intruder to return. But the only sound was the rain hammering against the roof. The police arrived within 20 minutes, their flashing lights cutting through the night. As they questioned us, the man from the front desk appeared, looking groggy and irritated, claiming he hadn't seen a damn thing. But my eyes locked onto something peculiar. He was cradling his right arm, wincing slightly when he moved it. Even when he crossed his arms, it hung stiffly at his side. Anna and I exchanged a look. The pieces fell into place. Before leaving, we told the officers our suspicions about the front desk worker. They assured us they would investigate, but we weren't sticking around to find out the outcome. We grabbed our bags, threw them into the car, and drove off before the sun even rose. To this day, I have no idea if the man at the front desk was ever caught or charged. But I like to think that if he was the one who tried to break into our room that night, I had at least made sure he wouldn't be using that arm for a long time. And hopefully, that was enough to stop him from trying again.